Over 80% of the people worldwide are living and or working in the city. More than 50% of all the people worldwide are living permanently in the city. So the city is a great place to be, get our resources, but it would be better in an urban survival scenario to leave the city. So even in urban areas you can find something to eat if you take a closer look, but it could be contaminated, so it would be better to leave the greens alone and go for real food. But this real food could be very hard to find. If you really have to overnight in or nearby the city, well, some bushes like this, where you can hide far away in these bushes anywhere, well, this would be a good location for an overnighter. So you're good concealed, good camouflaged, but you should not make a fire in there. Definitely not. So we have a hike of 16 miles straight ahead, leaving city, out in the back country, maybe crossing some woodlands, but now we are walking close by the railroads. This is not a safe place to be. In an urban survival scenario, you want to go hide it anywhere. Don't want to go over the big routes, want to avoid those highways, just go the small routes. Okay, over there, a resource. Let's take a look. So we are in the middle of the city. So you can see concrete all around. Big highway over there. But there is still water to find. Water that you can collect, take with you, boil it up later. And boiling this water is very, very, very important, because this is for sure contaminated. Well guys, under those bridges, yeah, it's hard, but that's the truth. Right there, there's one guy living. So you can see he has done an isolation mat out of cardboard, which is a great idea and which you for sure should do in an urban survival scenario. And I think this stuff in front, which looks like the garbage, the rubbish, normally this would go in the bin. I think this is all he has, except of his clothing. But under those bridges, well, it's not silent to sleep, but it is protected and of a constant temperature. So in the cities would be a good place to stay overnight if you haven't the chance of a good hiding shelter in the bushes. But what if those people are dangerous? Are you prepared for self-defense? Well, they have nothing. They have nothing anymore, and you have something. So do think about people that want your stuff, to protect yourself, to protect your gear, your friends, your family. So you should have any kind of self-defense always ready, available on your hand. In building like this one, which is already empty and I think looted as well, this would be a great shelter for the night. If you can find any entrance without breaking a window, so if you have any chance of getting in there and find maybe the basement, would be great shelter. Having a map in an urban survival scenario or in an urban area is always great. You want to take a look for a map that is a city map, very close in detail. So now I want to try to get the bearing where I am and where my route is, because I want to leave the city as fast as possible. When it comes to an urban survival kit, like this backpack here, which is my Bugout bag, my minimalist Bugout bag, I always like to have my multi-tool right at hand. So it's on my shoulder strap, just a small little sheath with all the bits that you can imagine. So I have, I think, 42 different bits for screw or unscrewing things, and my multi-tool is right at hand when I need it. Leaving city in an urban survival scenario is always very important. Cities where most of the people living is danger, pure danger, because there is danger on every corner. People make it crazy, they want to have what you have, they rob, they loot. You don't want to be right in there. So when it comes to survival in an urban scenario, you want to leave the city, go outside the city, and there you can find so much resources. You can build shelter in there, you can find food in there, birds, you can hunt and snare in there. Well, not legal, but in a survival scenario, yeah, you can. Well, in an urban survival scenario, you can search for garbage. You may find something useful in there. But well, we're not lucky, because this one is empty. Doesn't mean you have to eat garbage, but there could be something useful, maybe a container of any sort. Maybe some cardboard which you can use as a sleeping mat, etc., etc. Well, when it comes to urban scenario and you came across something like this, where a big house in the distance is there and you may need some resources, but want to avoid troubles in any kind, you better be prepared by having a pair of binoculars with you, so you can check out the area, if there are any people looting, if there are any people around, and check for resources. So that's what we're gonna do now. If anybody is wondering where the best place would be for a bug out scenario, Well, it's very simple. You don't want to be directly in the city, you want to be a little bit outside. So close by the city for sure, because in the city you have resources, all the first aid stuff, medicines, antibiotics, etc. But also the danger. So in an urban survival scenario, if you have to bug out, you want to leave the city, stay close by the city, so that you have the chance to hop back to the city, get the resources you need, and check out again. So now we are leaving city completely, are in a backcountry area. Well, of course, hill land, not mountain land, but a hilly area. But most of the danger, the people, the traffic, we left all this behind. So now our next route is, I think, around 5 to 10 kilometers up to the next small town, where we can gather up more resources. So Stephen, this is your first attempt on a bug-out situation?
Yes, this is my first time. I was only watching videos on YouTube and I was reading some books, but it's always a big difference to do something in real than just reading or watching. So I packed a few little things to see if it is convenient or how it is to walk 25 kilometers with only very few supplies and see how it works.
How's your backpack? How is it feeling? Does it hurt or is it comfortable?
Until now it's quite comfortable, but I think that I took too much stuff with me and I think I can still reduce it a little bit.
So reducing kit is what you would recommend to people?
Yes. The less you have in your backpack, the less you have to carry, the easier you walk.